Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guess what is up? It's Tuesday, March 22nd, 2016, and welcome to the 202nd episode of the HearthStone Decktacular, where my light fell over, and no wonder my face is so bright. Hold on. My face normally doesn't glow up in this area. Stay. In his quest to look like a normal human boy, Day 9 rearranged the light fixture. I look like a real boy! I am in a great mood today. Great day at work. I talked to great people who are all awesome. And now I'm about to play one of my absolute favorite archetypes in all of Hearthstone. Maybe my number one, the Shadowpriest. A construction built by one of my favorite streamers, one of the best streamers ever, Mr. Brian Kibler, BM Kibler. From his website, BM Kibler, bmkgaming.com. I don't know, whatever the Reddit meme is, pretend I said that and be like, LMAO Day 9, what a rare Pepe that was. For you who don't know Mr. Kibler, he has like one of the best streams on all of Twitch. He is a world-renowned Magic the Gathering player, world-renowned card game player, world-renowned card game designer, and he builds some sick decks, but none of that compares in any degree or shape or form to how truly handsome Brian Kibler is. Like, Brian Kibler is so hot that when I watched his stream, I had to go to the hospital, right? That's what I'm talking about. He's emergency hot. And he actually... See, that's my cat. My cat's screaming, Brian, take me! Like, Sheriff literally is ready to hurl her body at just me talking about the attractiveness that is Brian Kibler's little face. Let's go ahead and look at the Shadow Kibler deck. So it runs 2 copies of the most important card in Hearthstone, Shadowform. Sheriff, I need you to just stop. I haven't fed the cats. I guess we'll wind up doing that real soon. We got 2 copies of Shadowform in here. And most notably, we have Reno Jackson, which puts some constraints on our deck building. You know what I'm saying? Some constraints imposed upon us by Brian Kibler of BMK Gaming fame. Oh, this is wonderful. We got all sorts of Kibler faces in chat. It's wonderful. It's a pleasure to have your face here, Brian. So, obviously, a significant issue with running any deck with Reno Jackson is what the fuck are you actually trying to do, because you're running 1 copy of every card in there. I didn't really need to use the F-bomb, but I did. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling full of testosterone and confidence thanks to this deck provided by one of the most handsome men on the internet and actually in the world around, Brian Kibler of BMK Gaming fame. So, when you're building a deck with Reno Jackson, you can only run 1 copy of everything, except we run 2 of this because we're kind of suave. And I have played so much Shadowpriest and done so many different variations of it, I can actually talk with some degree of competence about the problems with it. And there are really a few. I don't want to enumerate them because I might fuck up. And again, I didn't need to drop the F-bomb, but I mean, just the swelling like strength within me is kind of incredible. So, first of all, one of the weirder problems that you hit almost immediately is that you don't really... Actually, no, I'll come to that last. One of the first problems you hit immediately also is that you die really, really easily. So I've run many variations that have Holy Smites, 2 copies of Shadow, or Zombie Chow. I've even run 2 copies of Shadow Word Pain. Wild Pyromancer is like okay in some of my experience, because a lot of what winds up happening, at least in the Shadowpriest deck constructions I've had, is that you don't really have a lot of the usual low priest stuff. You're generally not running a lot of Power Word Shields, you're generally not running Northshire Cleric, you're not even really doing much on the board at all. And so, a lot of the early game needs to make sure that you don't just straight lose to like Hunter or Paladin aggro. In a lot of my constructions, I was running 2 Excavated Evil and 2 Holy Nova, or just 2 Holy Nova and 1 Excavated Evil. So certainly we have the 3 classic sweepers, Holy Nova, Excavated Evil, and Light Bomb. Shadow, or Wild Pyromancer is kind of like a little weaker version of sweeping for our friendly little Shadowpriest. But one of the weird things that I hit almost immediately when I'm playing Shadowpriest is that there's not really a finisher. There's so many answers in the deck just to make sure that you can maintain control of the board, which, by the way, Shadowform is great at, that you tend not to have some big finishing blow that exists in the deck, and as a result, you actually try to get out. You try to get out Shadowform early, and then run your opponent out of cards and win in fatigue. So, I mean, I have some high-end. I have a Confessor Palatrus, I have Sylvanas, I have a Kodorider, but pretty much everything in here is just structured as an answer. And part of the reason for that is that Shadowpriests don't really have a lot of good I don't want to say this. Allow me to take a sip of my very important time-consuming beverage. Excellent. When you're playing Shadowpriest, what you find... Holy shit, I know how to say what I want to say. Whew, God, I gotta get back into daily practice, man. I'm not used to these long expository thought processes. Okay. So with a Shadowpriest, what do you want to do? You want to fight for control of the board and shut your opponents down. Shadowform is the most sensible way to do this. It doesn't spend a card, you're just clearing things out, right? You're just clearing stuff out. But you kind of have two paths to go down. On one hand, you could go down the path of building like a strong mid-range deck that could support your Shadowform, a strong mid-range or typical control deck that goes for nice, juicy cards, Akanai Soul Priest type cards, Cabal Shadowpriest type cards, Injured Blade Master type cards. These are the kind of cards you see a lot of priests run for that juicy participation in the mid-game. But what you find out is when you go down that path, which I've tried to go down, the Shadow Forms aren't really doing anything for you. They wind up being dead weight in your hand. So the other route that you can go down, if you elect to put Shadow Form in your deck, is you can go down the just answers deck. You have tons of clear, tons of answers, and Shadow Form's one of them, and you get a lot of value. And when you go down this path, the one where we're thrusting to the left, in that world, you just can't get a ton of card draw because you don't have any finisher that you're trying to draw. And so Shadow Priests tend to go to fatigue a lot. So the zone that I wind up living in when I play a lot of Shadow Priest deck is I'm just trying to literally exhaust my opponent. I just want them to become tired. I don't have a huge swing against aggro where they're ever about to just... They were getting close to killing me and now they're on the back foot. They just kind of fizzle out. And then I slowly chip up. If I'm against a control player, annihilate all their threats one at a time until they fizzle out. Hello, Despy the cat. Until they fizzle out, and then we win in fatigue. These sorts of things. So, healing is really important, which is what makes it awesome to have Reno Jackson in here. Efficiency is important, which Shadowform obviously does, but being able to leverage that with a Garrison Commander is fucking awesome. Being able to Vol'jin, another great efficiency card. Entomb, another really nice way to make sure that we can get ahead in that fatigue game. I like Kodorider, just sort of like a high-end threat. So it's not quite as extreme as the previous Shadow Priests I've played that have been literally only answers. Certainly Sylvanas can apply pressure, and Confessor Palatrus and Kodorider can apply pressure. But I mean, like, from literally here down is just like the support staff of the deck. We never want to overdraw too much because we wind up in a position where one of our primary win conditions, winning in fatigue, gets invalidated. But I mean, everything else in here is don't draw too much, just draw a little teensy bit, and then get insane value every single damn turn. I'm really thrilled about the Maiden of the Lake and the Garrison Commander combo, and of course, Tournament Medic. Like, this has all the fucking juicy Inspired cards. I've been playing with it a little bit, and I've gotten to rank whatever I'm at right now, rank 11. Yay! So that was my very meandering and perhaps very spotty description of why I really like this construction.
Anduin versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild.
The light shall bring victory.
Now, here's a couple things. I never know how to value Power Word Shield. Garrison Commander, I'm going to hold on to. I don't really want to run Garrison Commander out super early because it's so valuable later on to be able to heal twice. I'm against Druid, which sucks. Actually, I should just keep Reno Jackson since we're against Druid. Maybe I want to toss this back. I think I'll hold on to this. Maybe I'll just Power Word Shield it. I'm not entirely sure. That's a good draw. How does Reno... Awesome. Awesome, 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 possum, 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 possum. So, how does Reno Jackson work with 2 Shadow Forms in the deck? If you draw 1 Shadow Form, you can throw down Reno Jackson. Which means like 95% of the time you can cast it. It's fun. I wonder.
Sorry about that.
Thank you.
So I don't want to coin out this commander right now. T-Sully says, how much does running all 1-0s reduce the value of each card compared to an optimized deck? Like if an optimized priest deck uses 2 of some cards, how effective is the card which replaces that in this deck? Is that worth the potential 30 health that Reno provides? There is, like, actual just straight math. See, right now, I can already cast Reno. So I'm actually going to do this. Fantastic. This is great because a lot of these aggro druids run the big boys. For Mechazod!
Where shall I strike?
That actually just straight up sucks. If I do this.
Attention! Attention!
I can hit and heal, and that's pretty dope. I can Shadow Form right now, but that's a little risky. Would I use it next turn? Probably. Let me think here. Because I kind of want to do this coming up on turn 5. He's in the think tank! So if I do this...
Quickly.
That's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. This is sick!
Unleash the beast.
Oh, that's not good for us. Well, that's actually helpful for us, but the rest of that stuff, ugh.
Fine, I'll heal.
So he can hit in a number of ways, and that's okay. The only way that really hurts us the most, what I'm hoping he does is he hits and hero powers and hits, and then hits my face, hits my face, hits my face. If he goes all in for the face, I can Excavated Evil and then pop this fucker.
I wonder.
I think we're going to have a big turn 6. Does that kill us? I'm super excited for that Druid class card rework. All right.
Anduin versus Jaina.
And this is actually exactly why I don't know how to value Power Word Shield, because I feel like I should chuck it back always. I guess I should have deathed. The early game is certainly like the super vulnerable spot for every Shadowpriest I've ever played. And so I tend to build my... I have played very specific early game, like, support decks. Like, just... I've played with not these cards, basically, to deal with the early game. So I'm not entirely positive of the absolutely correct optimal way to play the early game with this deck. Thrax 15, Thoromir 825, and Eon Blue. Oh my god, it's been so long. Welcome. Of course, Bakotak is asking about my thoughts on the new Winston trailer. I haven't seen it. I have not actually seen it. Isn't that sad? So this is probably one of those OTKers.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
Oh, this is nice. Well, really? Let's do some scouting. Really? Is that what I want to do? Yeah.
Job's done.
Well, that didn't help anyone, did it? Didn't an iteration of this deck have at least for converting stuff like Power Word Shield into bombs in late? Maybe. That could be true. I don't actually care too terribly much about that. Wow, they released Overwatch patch notes today? Really? Man. I did like 100 little things at work today, man. 100! What is that doing there? Ah! I was not expecting that. God. So the Big Game Hunter is good for when he has Boom. Kinda don't want to run out the tournament meta because that's important. I mean, I actually feel like this sucks. Well, I think that's actually the best thing I can do right now. I think we should be good here. I think we should be good. I hate spending both Frostbolt and Holy Smite there, but whatever, it's his card. It's his card, whatever.
Fine, I'm here.
I'm hoping for Dr. Boom on turn 6. Kaboom.
By the power of Renolist, I have the power!
Yeah, I think I'm light bombing here, man. This is a great light bomb. Dude, that cat meows at the door until she's fed every day. Sprondoncle. Excuse me, Sprondonicles. Forgive me. Oh! GG.
Welcome to the exhibit!
Yeah, let's get Sneeds in there.
I've got the beast in my sights.
I guess this is counterspell?
Fine, I'll want.
Guess who's getting fed in the break? Leslie Fire says, feed your cat, it's hungry. Please, cat dad. It's hard. Water Elemental's a good card to have.
Let us see if this works. Let me change your
I don't know.
Fine,
I don't know.
I'll want.
I guess it's an ice block and a counter spell. I guess that's what that is. I guess that's what that is. I'm not certain. Oh, Yarley says I'm going to feed myself. Does that count? That counts. That counts.
Let the pain speak to me.
Herp derp derp, pain speak to nerp nerp nerp. I wonder what that card is doing there. Alright. Let's go fatigue. I want to do this.
Fine, I'll want.
I guess what we want to do. Keelan is playing Shadowpriest. My prayers have been answered. I love playing Shadowpriest. I love playing Shadowpriest so much. Wow! So we know it's not an effigy. I'm expecting a counterspell, an ice. I keep saying ice block. Or no, I'm sorry. I'm saying that right. Yeah, ice block. 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 So that's one blizzard. Wow. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep my tournament medic alive in case he's got a flame strike. If he flame strikes, he's gonna want to ping a Sneed. I'm pretty sure this rightmost one is a cloner mirror entity. All right. I don't think I really need this Holy Nova.
Tear you apart.
Sick. Whenever you cast a spell,
My magic will tear you apart. My magic will tear you apart.
kind of want to just Shadow Word Death my own guy. That's a little ballsy though. Does this this does make a fireball, right? Yeah. So then if I do this,
Aha! To battle!
alright, well, I gotta be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure what this deck is, but if it doesn't have any sort of... Sheriff! Come here, Sheriff! Come here! Come here! Come here, kitten! Baby cat, come here! Come here, stop screaming at the door! To battle! Oh, okay. You know, it's gonna hit my face. I'm super pleased about this. I've never been wrong. Ever! Well, let's just take this one out. This game's going awesome, dude. And again, we never have a thing where suddenly the tables are turned. I was losing, and now you're losing. That's how Echo Giants worked, man. I'm losing. Oh, I have 7 Giants. LeMayo! Like that. It's pretty cool. But this is just like, you're winning, you're not quite, yeah, just look and see. Just go play another game. I don't think he has an answer for this.
Time to consider your best deeds.
Come forth, power!
Well, that sucked. A 1-1. Oh, we're gonna win in fatigue. Ow. Ow. Come here. Come here, what's going on, huh? Listen to the cats. Listen to them. Meow. Meow. Alright, well.
You will pay!
You will pay 1 damage at a time.
Tadingo!
I think we can run this one out. Seems good.
Pain, speak to me.
Vol'jin, your own 4-dragon? Oh, that's good. That's dirty. Someone subscribed with a very offensive name. I didn't see. Can't even find it. Alright. To battle. Alright. Let's wear him down. Is Ysera a good replacement for Confessor Palatrus? I guess so. I think it seems reasonable. Killer Bones, 189. What is up?
I wonder.
God, feed those poor things. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna say that one on air, but it's a pleasure to have you here, and thank you for your support. Not gonna say your username. You know who you are. Ah, LeMayo. Hey, LeMayo.
You will pay.
Little bit at a time. Yeah, look at that. Not gonna say that name. Nope, not a chance. I'm amazed Twitch lets you name yourself that. That's kind of incredible. But I'm sure what Twitch name creation doesn't have is context. Sure it doesn't have that. Shh, you don't want to know the name? No. No, but welcome. It's good to have you here. It's a pleasure. Didn't say your own name. It's good to have you here. None of your business. So is it Voldemort? Yes, it's Voldemort. Flying Birdie is low on options. What is it? What? Dude, he's got 4 cards in his deck. Oh, he's got 2 cards in his deck.
Time runs out. What to do?
Time runs out on me! Yeah, I have no idea what's even happening here. What kind of keyboard do I use? I use a DOS keyboard, Ultimate S Edition. It's gone now.
You will pay.
I'm almost out of cards.
I'm almost out of cards. Flying birdie, always trying to delay the game. There's nothing he can do when it's hurting his brain. We're just gonna take a break. We won this game for sure. I'll be right back.